Did you know that the famous line from Jaws, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," was ad-libbed on set? Fun facts. A 2005 study found that bees can recognize human faces in photographs. The last time the Chicago Cubs won a World Series before 2016 was when the Ottoman Empire still existed. The inventor of the modern flushing toilet was John Harrington, which is why toilets are often referred to as the John. In Japan, there's a building with a highway passing through it. The Gate Tower building in Osaka. The Great Wall of China being visible from space is just a myth. Every year, the Sahara Desert provides the Amazon rainforest with essential minerals in the form of dust traveling across the Atlantic. Some tornadoes can be faster than Formula One race cars. Quentin Tarantino played an Elvis impersonator in an episode of The Golden Girls before he became famous. Japan has one of the world's oldest companies, a construction company founded in 578 AD. The dance fever of 1518 was a month-long plague of inexplicable dancing in Strasbourg, in which hundreds of people danced for about a month for no apparent reason. The word laser stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. The original Monopoly game was circular, not square. Toto, the dog in The Wizard of Oz, was paid $125 per week, while the actors playing the Munchkins only received $50. There's a museum in Japan solely dedicated to rocks that look like human faces. In one storyline, Luke Cage replaced the Thing in the Fantastic Four after he lost his powers. Vibe was initially a breakdancer whose seismic powers were deeply connected to breakdancing moves. Magneto once used his powers to extract all the adamantium from Wolverine's body, leaving Logan with bone claws. In the 1990s, Marvel published a series of one-shots called the Marvel Swimsuit Specials, featuring their heroes and villains in beachwear. The Calculator, initially a gimmicky DC villain, was reimagined as a broker of information for the criminal underworld. 1 gallon of gasoline contains about 31 million calories. Steve Jobs didn't know how to code. He was more focused on the design and marketing aspects at Apple. In 1980, Detroit presented Saddam Hussein with a key to the city. The Godfather was originally going to be set in the 1970s and not the 1940s, but the director fought for a period setting. The Eiffel Tower was initially criticized by some of France's leading artists for its design, but is now one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. DC's Shining Knight, originally a member of King Arthur's Round Table, was frozen in ice and thawed out in modern times. The Orb has an eyeball for a head and started off as a foe for Ghost Rider, using his bizarre appearance to commit hypnotic crimes. Cypher has the power of understanding any language, including reading body language and decoding alien tech. In DC's Silver Age, Jimmy Olsen had a watch that emitted a high-pitched signal only Superman could hear. DC's Kongorilla is an adventurer who could transfer his consciousness into a golden gorilla. In 1998, Sony accidentally sold 700,000 camcorders that could see through people's clothes. Ernest Vincent Wright wrote a 50,000-word novel without using the letter E. If you tried to count to 1 billion without stopping, it would take you over 31 years. In 2016, a musician played a violin made from Winston Churchill's cigar box. When you blush, the lining of your stomach also turns red. The most translated document in the world is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Billboards are illegal in the state of Hawaii. It's considered unlucky to whistle while you're indoors in Russia. The shortest-lived state in history was the Russian Democratic Federative Republic, which existed for just a few hours on January 18, 1918. The record in Scrabble for the highest opening move ever recorded is Muzjik, for 128 points. Marvel's Squirrel Girl once defeated Dr. Doom by overwhelming him with a horde of squirrels. Zoriel, an angelic member of the Justice League in the DC universe, chose to leave heaven to experience mortality. Golden Oldie, an alternate version of Aunt May, briefly became a Herald of Galactus in a what-if storyline. Gnort is a canine Green Lantern and acts as the comic relief of the Green Lantern Corps. Flex Mentallo, a DC hero, can alter reality by flexing his various muscles, each producing a different reality-bending effect. The Punisher once became the host of the Spirit of Vengeance, making him a Ghost Rider and the Herald of Galactus all at the same time. The Whizzer, a Marvel speedster, gained his powers from a transfusion of mongoose blood. Captain Carrot from DC's Earth 26 is a cartoon rabbit superhero leading a team called the Zoo Crew. Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk, was actually the original Prowler in the comics. Black Condor originally gained the ability to fly from being raised by condors, defying all understanding of biology and physics. Subscribe!